what's going on, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Let's get things started nice and quick here. Let's get a tweet out. Not even sure what I'm gonna say for the tweet. You know what? I just thought of something. I said I was gonna post the video early in the morning about the balance changes and my thoughts on it and stuff. And it turns out I just posted it like right before the stream. So maybe I'll just say, dearest yet Marvel champions. Sorry for posting my video so late. I mixed up AM and PM times again. I don't know. This is a stupid tweet. I don't, or maybe, hold on. I can't tell the difference, between, let's just say 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. There we go. Alright. Yes! I don't know. Okay. Whatever. Tweet. Listen, it's not my best tweet, okay? But most of them aren't, so what are you gonna do? It's not Carson with the 52 months. Holy. Not Carson. Thank you, dude. Thank you very much. Mirror-Watang, though. What do I mean, this is interesting because it's always gone to the super chat, not the membership. I think I have to keep it that way. I think I have to. I was contemplating, what do I do here? Do I slap It's Not Carson? Do I slap Mirror-Watang? But I think I gotta stick to the way that it's always been. So let's do that. Sup? Meryl, thank you very much. Appreciate the pound. But it's not Carson. Seriously, dude. Thank you for the 52 months. One for every state. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know why I always thought that was a funny joke, even though it's not a funny joke. Of like, you know, there's 52 cards in a deck and 50 states. And for some reason, I don't know. It's a terrible joke because no one knows that you're making a joke. That's how you know it's bad. But anyway, whatever. I'll take the lap. Wasn't even a pun, but I'll still take the lap. Terrible. Anyway, just causing a bit of chaos. You were causing a little bit of chaos, but thanks, dude. Whoops. How did that? Whoops. There we go. I can't control things around here. But anyway, Miro, thank you very much. Just saying yes, baby. Stiatics at $1 saying I was literally typing how you can't drop your videos so close to going live. I know, dude. Let me go watch that real quick. Missed a lot this week due to work. Okay. All right. Sounds good, man. Check it out. Let me know what you think when you're done. All right. Anyway, let's go get into some stuff. BG. What's up, Guy Gardner? You should be hopeful for the rating system. It will cut down on the I pulled X champ. Is that a good poll questions? But I like those questions, man. I like those questions. You know, to be honest, maybe I was a bit harsh on the rating system. It's possible that I was. Because I don't know exactly what kind of impact it's going to have in the game. You could make the argument that, you know, just people sticking with the game longer because they understand like which champions to use. That could lead people to you know, maybe joining other alliances and then becoming members of the community that way. I don't know. So I guess I'm just slightly worried that it is going to mess with the community growth kind of thing. But it's possible that it doesn't have any sort of negative consequences towards that, and that the rating system would be positive. But I don't know. That's just my gut reaction to it. I probably should have been more clear that that's my gut reaction, but I don't know exactly how it's going to impact things. I mean, I did say I don't know how it's going to impact things, but still, I could have been more clear about it. That's the problem with these types of videos, is like, you know, this is why I like having conversations about this stuff a lot more than I just like rambling for however long. Because there is a lot more nuance to things other than like just feeling one way or another way, or I don't know, man. I really don't think that the balancing changes going on like a 6-month campaign. That part I'm pretty confident that like that's not really what the game needs right now. Maybe once things have stabilized and the game's in a better place, maybe it brings some good. But right now, no, I'm pretty confident that was not the wisest move to be made. Anyway, under Mothers, I know Buck saying, "Hey BG, I changed my Snapchat name to Benefits. So anytime you people add me as a friend, it says you are friends with benefits." Okay, right. Fantastic joke. Now, under Mother, if you could just do me one favor real quick, if you could be so kind. Take a freaking lap, dude. Boo, man. Come on. Alright, this is going to kill him if I parry him. Guy's being extremely passive for some reason. There we go. Remember to space out your message to BG to read. This is true. Please don't spam. What's up, Clarissa? Torrance 705. Torrance, thank you, dude, saying, "What up? Just got done watching your video, and I really agree with your thoughts. Well done, sir." Torrance, thank you for the kind words as always, man. And the support. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you very much. Rankdown tickets? Dude, after I finished the video, here's the thing, man. I recorded that video a few times. Because every time I went back, I was like, "Ah, crap, I forgot to talk about this, every single time, right? And that was one thing I forgot to talk about in this iteration of the video, was they didn't mention if Rankdown tickets was still going to be a thing. They didn't mention if there was going to be a way to get your resources back from these champions. I think systems, like, as long as there's like an automated way where it's like, hey, you can invest in this champ, but get those resources back, that helps at least. Jeez, man. Just threw out my voice for a second there. It helps at least. It doesn't totally solve the problem of like, well, you got to get the champion first, and there's no refunding that. There's no refunding the time spent in the arena, or, you know, Kabam doesn't want to refund money back to people, right? That's spent on early access bundles and, you know, Cav crystals and things like that. Even though that technically would be possible. But, yeah, it's just a messy situation all around, man. Grab my blankie. Sorry, Dad. Toxic Wolf. Okay. What? Rings are going to help the casual understand the game better. The more data players have their sources of info already, and typically more than one source. Perhaps, man. Perhaps. I just think about other games, and it's good to have some information, but like, for them to create a full-on rating system like that, you know, like, it's good to have attack info, and if they could maybe incorporate it, I don't know, maybe just like, maybe something in between, maybe something that's not quite a full-blown rating system, but something that gives a little bit more info when looking at the stat screen. Maybe that's why I get the feeling that just my gut is not super stoked on it. If there was something in between that just provided a bit more info, but wasn't quite this. But like I said, I don't know. It could be a good thing. I'll review it again when it's actually out in game, and it might actually be something that's cool. So we'll see. We'll see. Rebalance arena scores, am I right? What do you mean? Madrox Multi. You talking about like the score that I have there for King Groot? Yeah, that's the rebalance arena. Which, by the way, that score is higher than what the past rebalances have been recently. But I do think that this particular arena has some real killer champs to it. So that's why I put the score estimates to be a little bit higher for that one, at least. I don't know. Everyone should keep their towels in the dryer while they're in the shower if they can reach them easily. Have like what, like a nice warm towel you're talking about afterwards? It does feel nice, but that's not something I've ever been able to do. Do you have your dryer in the same room as your with a shower in it? I don't even want to say bathroom because I don't even know if it's considered a bathroom at that point. But every single apartment I've ever been in, well, some apartments haven't even had, you know, washer and dryer in it, but the apartments that I have had a washer and dryer in, or just even like my parents' house or friends' houses and stuff like that, I've never seen a bathroom with a washer and dryer in it, or just dryer or whatever. Dude, what in the world? Original. My goodness. You send over $100? Is this literally a Last Zarnian special except the original special in loony and toony form? There's no message that goes with it. Just shattered knees. That's the message. I'm going to break your knees. That's how it was written out word for word, I believe. All right, well, at least you did have a message early in the stream that just says, hello, Brian. Original, dude. Way too kind, man. Thank you very much. Thank you so damn much. That is more loonies and toonies than I could possibly count, which really says a lot for my ability to count. I should improve that, because I mean, you think at my age I should still be able to count to 100, but I can't. Okay, it's that many loonies and toonies. Damn it. But dude, thank you very much. Thank you very much, dude. Guy Garner also sent it over. Guy Garner, thank you, dude. Saying, you've said in the past you want a system to regulate champion strength. I think balancing champions is how this game stays sustainable, so power creep isn't out of control. Yeah, I mean, I do like, and I mean, I see, this is another thing that I didn't really make that clear in my video, man. I wasn't really happy with the video I posted, if you guys can't tell. I'm glad some of you enjoyed it still, but I wasn't really happy with the way that I was able to articulate my thoughts. It just didn't feel that clear. But running out of time, you know, I wanted to post a video before stream tonight. Sometimes my brain just ain't working that well. But I do like the idea of rebalancing champions. Again, I'll point out that now is probably not the best time for it. For number one, and number two, I like it. I like what they did for like Scarlet Witch, where Scarlet Witch was a real problem in the game. I don't like what they did with Namor. Namor was not a problem. They made an adjustment that felt arbitrary, unnecessary, that actually did have a real impact on the way that I approach, you know, playing with the champion. The champ wasn't really breaking the game in any sort of way, in my opinion. But that's, you know, they changed it regardless. They changed him regardless. And I feel like if they're going to do that with kind of every champ as time goes on, you know, bring them up a little bit, bring them down a little bit. I don't know. And then there's other champs that it's more than just a little bit of a tuning issue. It's like this champion lacks utility. This champion lacks, you know, just doesn't bring something important to the contest. And I'm curious if that's something that's going to be addressed, because it sounds like it's not going to be addressed. It sounds like it is mostly just going to be a numbers tuning thing, like bringing up damage a little bit. Although maybe I'm wrong in that, because they are rating utility. So maybe I'm wrong in that. Maybe they will understand that some champs just don't have utility, or the utility that they do have is like unrealistic. I don't know, putting like True Strike on a special 3 or something like that. Isn't that what they did with Gamora? Let me go read Gamora's abilities right now. Because this, I would say, is like a negative utility. this ain't utility, man. If this gets put down even as a 1, then they've overshot. They've overscored the champion's utility. Hold on. Let me see. Gam, where you at, girl? Oh, another thing I was gonna say though is like when a champ is too powerful, it does kind of just it drowns out the rest of the class. You know what I mean? Like, all right, we'll get back. All right, we'll get to that thought in just a minute. Hold on. Gam. There you are. All right, let's see. So special 3. 100% chance to gain a True Strike buff for 9 seconds, allowing this champ to ignore armor, resistance, auto block, and all evade effects. What? How is this here? How is this here? This should be on the heavy attack or something. You know, this should, all right, maybe not heavy attack, but maybe special 1. Like, what? How did something like this get approved? Like, yeah, that's good. That's what Gamora needs. What? Oh, but the other thing I was talking about. All right, so yeah, I mean, I have said in the past that I didn't really like the way that. Sorry, Ghost fans. I'm gonna use Ghost as example. The way Ghost kind of her ability to shrug off debuffs. That's like a class-based ability for the skill class, right? So Ghost existing and being able to do that better than the skill class, it kind of just makes the skill class irrelevant, or it did for a period of time. There's a lot of buffs to the skill class. Things are looking better for it these days, but I mean, if you guys remember, there was a long time where the entire skill class practically felt useless outside of like Nick Fury, Aegon, and Aegon really only situationally. And then, yeah, I don't know, just champs becoming too powerful, it can make your other champions feel useless, and that's not good for the game. But still, that's not really what the game needed right now. You could maybe make the argument that a system like this would work once the rest of the game is also working, but right now it's just rough timing, man. Rough timing. All right, Guy Gardner sent over another buck. Dude, thank you, Zane. When it comes to building and implementing a new game engine, it isn't a couple of button presses. Also, not every department is put on it. A feature shouldn't be put down because of other issues. I disagree there, because this is something that the balance designer is, working on. And I love Kabam John. I think he's awesome. So I feel bad saying this about some of these systems at times, but I mean, it's not going to stop me from saying how I feel about it. If John is working on this or other thing, it does take away time that he could be putting towards like other rebalances. Exactly what I said in the video. If you want to work on something like this, okay, fine, but what about the reworks? Like, those can stop once like solo competitive mode comes out. Those can take a brief break. Get something like this off the ground then, and then resume champion reworks. That's how I feel about it, at least. All right, hold on. Dude, original. I was just looking to see if you ever did put another message in the chat. Just the banana face and the pineapple face. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Someone chatted him up before. Kabam hears the slander about Ghost. Oh, man, it's nothing they haven't heard a million times before. Oh, man. So Brian, not trying to open up a can of worms, but which current champs would you tune down or nerf, and how? Don't include the obvious 3. I don't know that I would. I don't know that I really don't know that I would, to be honest. That's the thing, is like, I would probably want to see how the champs perform in a PvP setting in the solo competitive before making any sort of adjustments. Even champions like Quake and Ghost at this point, like Quake is arguably the biggest offender of just breaking the game. I still think Ghost is a more powerful champion because speed matters when thinking about overall resource income, but Quake is arguably the biggest offender because she just eliminates any kind of interaction. Neither champion gains power, neither champion makes contact, which means stats like armor and resistance and, you know, nodes. How many nodes just don't even function at all, right? So she's a champ that yeah, like, would have needed to change, except she's kind of being phased out on her own. She's not being brought back as a 6-star, so the problem is sort of eliminating itself at this point. Enough time has gone on. I think a lot of destruction was done to the game in that time, but it's time that's already passed. So even a champ like Quake, that is a huge offender, I would say, at this point, leave it alone. Just don't bring her back as a 6-star. Problem solved. You know, there's other champs in the past that I would have said, yeah, I would have toned them down in some ways. But at this point, like, man, like I said, I don't know if that's what MCOC needs currently. So, Guy Garner sending over another buck saying, so champion designers should focus on fixing back-end engine issues. No, I think you're missing the point. I said in the video that, let's say you're on the balance team, right? So your job is, you know, rebalancing champions or developing a new system like what was announced here, right? And you kind of have to pick and choose, but you can do like one or the other of those things, right? So while there's other issues going on, let other people fix those issues. Let the back-end engineers or whatever their job title is, let them fix those things while you continue to push out some sort of content that makes people happy. And then once those other issues are resolved, then you can take a break and say, okay, this month it'll be okay if we don't get some reworks out. But if there's not anything special coming to, you know, January or February, which we don't know if there's something special or not coming to February, it's kind of too early to tell. But personally, I don't think 7.4 is releasing in February. But that's an example of like, okay, if some big event, if there's like a boss rush challenge, the Summer of Pain, right? During the Summer of Pain, I would say, okay, you don't necessarily need to have reworks as strong come out this month. You know, it's not that the balance designers would be working on Summer of Pain. No, other people are working on those things. It's just, if there's something exciting going on in game, that gives a little bit more breathing room to slow down in other areas because players are still occupied. So yeah. I want to say something in this live. Whenever I ask a single question, the moderators time me out. So why should I see this live? Better I'm unsubscribing. Goodbye, BG. All right, later, dude. I don't know why you were getting timed out, but if you were typing in all caps or spamming, that's why. And if that's the case, then to be honest, we don't need people like that in the chat. If you had any other issues, you could always send me a message on Twitter, and I would look into it. As much as I like the mods, no one is perfect. But if you want to peace out, that's cool. See you later. Dude, Original, though, sending over another 50. Saying tweet out Original. Okay. Let's see what we got here. What do we got? RN Jesus was watching over me today. Got these out of the Nexus bundles. Thoughts? Wow. Good pulls. Dude, really good pulls. 6-star CGR, 5-star bomb over here. And then even though I'm not personally so much a fan of iHulk, I know a bunch of people are. So, you know, the get and dupe. That's pretty solid. All out of some Nexus bundles. Hot damn, dude. Original. Really good stuff, man. Really good stuff. Congrats, dude. Congratulations. Okay. Dude, War Dawn sent over too as well, saying ABG, tweet, please. Sure. Let me see. Give me, 1 sec here. War Dawn. Let's see. Got one of my favorite champs, from the Fangs and Claws crystal. Ooh, dude. I forgot Blade got added. This tripped me up for a second. I knew he was in the game, but this is the first screenshot I'm seeing of someone pulling him, so yeah, congrats, dude. The 6-star Blade. They finally added that guy. Very nice, man. Very nice. Congrats. Hashtag don't Google what dubstep is. What is this raid message? Hobbit, what happened? Did you Google what is dubstep and something crazy popped up? Oh man. Easy Senator Buck saying tweet check for big exciting news. What is big exciting news? Easy, let's see. Brain, big news. Got 2 of my last 3 5-star basic champs, and the last one is in the next arena. Weak bonus kit, dude. Okay. Wait. Hold on. 2 of my last 3 5-star basics. This is just a list of all the missing champs you have as 5 stars? Damn, dude. Yeah, this is it. And some of these guys aren't available in the basic. Wow. That's pretty crazy, man. Dude, grats on the 345 kitty as well. And this is... Okay, I see. That's one of those 2 they were talking about with Super Scroll there. Okay. Sick, dude. That's pretty sick. Wow, man. The collection is almost complete. Crazy, man. Crazy. Alright, let's continue on here. Tamilin, I already read your last message. Just, like I said, man, let it go. If you want to unsubscribe or something like that, that's up to you. But, just a reminder, like, don't spam. We don't need any sort of drama in here either. If you got timed out, maybe ask a mod why instead of saying, you got timed out for no reason. I'm sure there was a reason, otherwise they would not have timed you out. So, that's just kind of a warning from me. Alright, we're all just looking to have a good time in here. We don't need any kind of drama. Alright. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to stay. But like I said, as long as there's no spamming or typing in all caps. That's basically the only rules. Guy Garner sending over another 10 saying, sure, but then all the departments get put on hold while players like me desire something new. I want to rant about how Mangon gets shafted from the ranking system. First off, Guy Garner, dude, thank you very much for the 10. And as much as I'm, disagreeing with some of your statements here, hey, I always welcome the conversation. So just keep that in mind, because I don't know if I necessarily agree with you on this one again. But it's a valid opinion to have. But I guess, here's the way I consider it, is like, yes, sometimes other departments will be put on hold. But that's kind of the nature of a living and breathing game, is that you I think you do have to kind of change things on the fly. And sometimes that is going to, sometimes that is going to mean that things get put on holds, things get delayed. Maybe you're not working on exactly, what you'd ideally want to be working on, but it's ultimately for the best of the game, rather than everyone just having like their own pipeline of what they need to be working on, which is still important that everyone has something like that, I'm sure. And by the way, like I'm also speaking from not like having the experience. I don't know what goes on behind doors, you know what I mean? So for all I know, maybe this is something that's already been put on hold for a year, because yeah, there's been issues for that long. But even still, even if it has been put on hold for like a year, sometimes I feel like that's still for the best of the game, you know? Yeah, so like I said, I just disagree. I think you gotta be flexible with and understand where the players are coming from. Because all right, actually, let me say it like this. Okay, so you're really excited about this new mode, right? As the developer, let's say you're the person in charge of making this new system, right? So you want it to go over well. You want to give it the best possible chance that people are open to the idea of something cool that you're working on that you feel like is going to contribute a lot to the game and community, right? In order to do that, in order to give it that best possible chance, releasing it at the right time is key. That's something I absolutely would be thinking about. Let's take like something entirely different, like YouTube, right? YouTubers, if they want their videos to, you know, be successful on YouTube and have people be, you know, receptive to their videos, like, again, timing. It's about timing. Something as simple as, okay, when are you talking about this champion? Is it when it's relevant to people, or is it just out of the blue? I mean, it's a different case. It's something with much lower stakes. It's just a YouTube video at the end of the day, but still, like, timing is important. And if I was working on something like this, that's something that I absolutely would be factoring in. It's just like, how does the community feel right now about the game overall? Because this is definitely something that could be construed in a negative way, even if it is something that, you know, believed that will have strong positive impacts on the game. So maybe you should wait until the right time, even if that means, yeah, things get pushed back a bit. Mangog absolutely will get shafted by the rating system too, you're right. He probably will. I still want Mangog, by the way. I still would like to pull Mangog. I sometimes forget that he exists, but I actually think... I still think he'll be good for solo mode, which is, as you know, something I care about very much. Brian Demiak, still feeling sick. Halves question for you. Which movie series should I binge first? Pirates of the Caribbean or Godzilla? Demiak, I always feel like you've been a Godzilla guy. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say Godzilla. I haven't really heard you talk about Pirates of the Caribbean though, you know? So yeah. I don't know, maybe you're really into that series. But I'd go Godzilla first. That's what my heart tells me. What does your heart tell you? Follow it. Follow your heart. Ryan, what do you think about Kitty for solo mode? She's a pain in the balls to fight sometimes. Hard to say. I've thought a bunch about Kitty in the solo mode. Really hard to say. Because you're right. She is a gigantic pain to fight. She can be devastating. If you slip up against her, it could be lights out. It's a kind of a similar situation to, like, Hitmonkey. I kind of that's kind of the champ I equate her to sometimes, is like a Mystic Hitmonkey, where they both fall over kind of easily, but you can also get screwed over rather easily by the two champs and just, you know, game over. And with Tigra, I think it's a lot more devastating because of Mystic Dispersion and just the power gain potential there. So I do think that she has potential, but also a bit hard to say. Right now, I kind of think of her as like included in a top 30 deck, yes, but maybe like middle of the pack of a top 30 deck. But maybe with more experience with the mode, maybe I would rate her higher or lower. That's kind of how I feel about her. But all right, statics. Yeah, number 2 saying last 2. Okay. Static, let me see here. Let me see. Last two. Okay, I'm back. Great video. So my first thought was Kabam is like asking my kids to make their bed, and they instead show me how they organize their clothes by color. Honestly, that's impressive, though. If your kids organize their clothes by color, that's pretty impressive. I also don't ever want to hear the excuse they have different teams working on blah, blah, blah. It's been over a year, and we still have felt the shift of resources into critical areas of the game. Yeah. I mean, we were just I'm not sure if you were around when we were just talking about that. Like, it's a valid statement that, yes, they do have different teams working on different things, but, you know, as I was saying, like, you still have to coordinate with one another, and things are going to change on the fly, and I'm sure they do behind scenes. We just don't, like, see it, but, like, it's just this is probably not the time for this, I would say. But yeah, I don't know, man. I really think that's probably the biggest thing I can emphasize is, like, just bad timing. Just bad timing. It would have probably worked out 100 times better, been 100 times more receptive to the community if the timing wasn't such a concern. Of just, like, other things in the game not feeling great at the moment. Other things being released not being super exciting. Sometimes you just need a W, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just need a win. I don't know if this was necessarily it. All right, Guy Gardner with the 31 months. Guy Gardner, thank you, dude. Saying even Pokemon has a rating system. I don't think it can make things worse as a feature. I also tried more champs already. Sheesh. Hey, I recently was testing out what's his face, Craven. I am trying out more champs. I tested both champs released this year, catching up on the ones last year that I missed. But I mean, yeah, like I said, I might have been too harsh on the rating system. I don't know. But the rating system, it's also like, I don't know if that's really going to help things right now. So I guess that was more of my point, is like, okay, was that picked over doing champion reworks? If it was, mistake. If it was not, then if it was, I don't know, if it was just like some other person, like, you know, cool. Fine. Okay. But I mean, who, like, is that the reason why there's no reworks in the first quarter of 2022 outside of the one that we know that's coming in March? Maybe just bad timing on it. But dude, thank you for the 31 months, Guy Garner. Like I said, even though we are disagreeing here, I appreciate the conversation. Your opinion's definitely valid. It's just, you know, differing of opinions. That's all. You guys, and I'm sure there's a bunch of opinions in here that I've missed that are differing as well. I'm not ignoring your guys' opinions. It's just same thing as always. Hard to see every message, but if you guys feel differently than I do, that's totally fine. And I'd like to keep talking about it too, but. All right, the other Canadian Brandon sent over Buck saying, BG, for my second rank 3, I can either take Cat Marvel movie Awakened or Unawakened Corvus. Who do I choose? Well, if you run Suicides, I would say Corvus. They're both pretty suicide friendly, but Cat Marvel, I feel like she's a lot more enjoyable. Like Corvus without running Suicides, I really personally don't enjoy it very much. So I would say Cat Marvel in that situation. But if you run Suicides, I would say Corvus. Doesn't need to be Awakened. and just so strong. You know, the additional rank really matters a lot for Corvus. So that's what I would do personally. Stiatic sending over another 2 saying kiss feature crystals goodbye for new champs. Dude, oh man, so that's another reason not to go featured crystals, huh? Dude, it's crazy in recent times here how quickly things have changed about your thoughts towards featured crystals. But yeah, that's another reason that feature crystals are just like ugh. What if, I mean, is it worth chasing these champs that could potentially change? I mean, you still have to chase the champs, right? That's the thing, is like, regardless of a system, of a rebalancing system being put more into place, you still have to chase the newer champs, because otherwise, like, what else are you doing? And it's not like every champ is going to be like bad or all of a sudden or get nerfed or something like that, right? I don't think that's what's going to happen. It's just that feeling, that ever-present feeling of not knowing, you know? Like I said, if their goal was to take away that feeling, that like, will they or won't they, I don't see that feeling going away. I feel like that's something that was totally created with this system. But I don't know. Dude, original! You sent over another 50 loonies, though? What is going on? This is insane, man. Original. Dude. Thank you so much again, dude. Just saying, last one. Dude, you could have... Oh, man. Last one. You could have sent the last one on the first one. But I appreciate it so much, dude. Saying, don't ever stop making content, Brain. Dude. Original. Thank you very much, man. Super kind of you. Super, super generous. Thank you very much. Thank you, dude. Static sent over another buck saying, TLDR, I don't care about your new crap. Fix your old crap first. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of. Like I said, I think we need a mix of new and old. It's just, what is that new? This wasn't it. That's all. From my perspective, at least. But yeah. I get it. I totally get it. Alright, Guy Garner's. And over another bug saying, yeah, I agree. The optics of introducing something new while the game has issues for some sucks. But I also know designing a new game engine isn't a thing you can just toss money at. You're right. You're right. It's not something you can just, you know, toss money at. It's not that easy. But, yeah, it's like you said, the optics of it. Just right now. Just the timing. BG, I'm leaving and not unsubscribing. Please discuss. Madrox Multi. Okay, let's discuss. Where are you going? When are you coming back? Are you going upstate to get some milk? And cigarettes? UG Prof is interviewing Legacy. Do you have a question? My question would be... what does it feel like to have a level 69 dungeon buddy? Spam has done it a bunch. Champs have been changed between deep dive, CCP, and release. They have, yeah. Hashtag original for mod. The issue is not knowing what's intended or not. They did say that in the post. It's part of it. BG, thanks for introducing me to Psych. Hell yeah, Drunk Yoda. That's what I like to hear, man. Hell yeah. Last season rewards was a long time ago. The season was canceled way early last season. Yeah. Yo, BG, tweeters, please, you beautiful bald man. Shed, what's up, dude? Let me check you out on the Tweeterverse. Dude, I swear I was reading that message before you sent over the super chat too. Let's see, what do we got? Some luck out of some Cav Nexus. Ooh, dude, both 6 stars. Hell yeah. Congrats, dude. The immortal duo right here. Sick. Sick. If soda's bad for you, why does it taste so good? Quick shot. That's a great question. Because it does taste good, man. If soda wasn't so bad for you, I'd be chugging it all day, every day. I love soda, dude. But, you know, it is bad for you. Hold on, I want to hit both of these arenas. Let's hit both, shall we? But Chad, dude, thank you for the buck. Congrats on your immortal duo. BG, what should I be looking for my second 6-star champ? Joe, there's a ton of good options. I'd say just anything that doesn't need to be awakened. Someone like Doom or Claire or... I mean, there are some champs that their awakened abilities are great, but even without being awakened, they're also fantastic, like Hercules. Yeah, man, honestly... I wouldn't expect to get the world out of your second 6-star crystal, but hopefully it's someone that's useful without needing to be awakened. Barely logged in this week, and honestly, I haven't missed the game much. I moved an AQ and did try for 6-star Blade today, but yeah, it's just because there's not much else going on, right? There's not much to miss. That's kind of the problem, is there's not a whole lot to be missed at the moment. But that's the thing, is like, if you release reworks, you know, that's more stuff to do, more stuff to play around with. I mean, there was a time before reworks, right? And we got by without them, but it was such a good improvement to the game and just like the livelihood of MCOC, just making the game feel more alive. It's really missed. It's really felt when that is no longer a thing. But all right, Eric Nelson sent over to saying, tweet and driving drunk uncles home is fun. All right, sounds good. Let's see. This Cav Nexus are so much fun. Hey, dude, congrats on the 6-star Craven. Dude, Craven looks super cool. I had to say, from my preliminary testing with the champ, I want to play him more. This is not a final verdict. I gotta say, I was a bit disappointed in his play style, but he is a bit unique. I feel like I need to spend more time with him. But he looks super cool, man. I actually really dig the way that Craven looks. I've been messing with the Canada Dry Zero Sugar a lot lately. I may prefer it to the regular thing. Interesting. I was never a fan of diet sodas. I know some people do prefer them over like regular sodas, but something about it, dude. I always felt like I was drinking some sort of like Windex or something. I don't even know what it tasted like, man. It just tastes like straight chemicals. Drinking like a Diet Pepsi, but I know people love Diet Pepsi, you know. So just added to the list of things that I didn't like. But regular soda, oh, dude, seriously, I could bathe in regular soda and then drink it afterwards. And yeah, I know that's gross, but I don't care. Brian, does still owning a VHS tapes make me old? Demiok. Yes, it does. No, I don't know, man. VHS tapes, there's something cool about them, dude. There's something cool about the aesthetic of them. Actually, let me show you guys. This is one of my favorite content creators. I'm only going to show you like 10 seconds of their video, okay? But this is someone who used to make World of Warcraft videos, okay? And they just have a really cool editing style. They put a ton of effort in their videos. This video is 2 hours long, and like all of it is, you know, top to bottom, just like really well edited. But hold on. Like this part right here. This is super cool. So they just have like a bunch of these CRTs set up. And there's like, I don't know, there's something really cool about this. And uses like some VHS and stuff. Something about the quality, like the crappy quality. But it adds to the, like this is something that people dealt with all the time. This is something that if you're of a certain age, like it kind of takes you to a different place almost, you know? So yeah, anyway. Something cool that I like about VHS. Not that I would want to use VHS for any sort of viewing experience. I don't even want to use a DVD player, man. Screw all that stuff. Like, I just want everything to be, you know, digital streaming. But there is a cool aesthetic to VHS that I really appreciate. I guess maybe it's something a little bit similar to how people feel about records. Just in a, you know, different medium. But there's something cool about it. VHS, what's that? Virtual headset? Oh, man. Yeah, virtual headset, totally. It's becoming a huge market for rare VHS tapes now. Is there? I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised by that. But I don't know if I've ever heard that before. Who is the first holder of the wrench? Ben. I actually don't know. I don't know. It's probably someone from my alliance or something at the time when I started streaming. Let's go BG, 6-star Nexus time. My choices are Awakening of Aegon, New Thing, and Sig 40, I'm a Man Thing. Who should I take? Let's see. Awakening of Aegon, New Thing, Sig 40. I mean, not Man Thing. But, wow, dude. Bean Boy, that's tough. I like Thing a lot. I would probably personally take Thing. But if you were in the position that I was in, you know, only, what was it, like 8 months ago or something like that, where I couldn't awaken my 6-star, and I couldn't pull a 5-star Aegon. I mean, in that situation, I would have taken Aegon, because I had just like this you know, goal of completing the Abyss. I wanted to get that done. So it does depend on what your goals are a bit, but I really like Thing as a champion. And I think he's going to be good for solo competitive mode. So if that's an interest of yours, I'd recommend going Thing as well. You can always, like, it's becoming a bit easier. It's still not easy to get 6-star Awakening gems, but it is becoming a little bit more available as time goes on. So the hardest thing right now is just to pull the champion for the first time. You know, with over 200 champions in the game, like, getting a brand new champion that's also a good champion. This is not just some like, oh yeah, you're gonna play him in the arena or something. This is a champ that can potentially be used in other areas of the game as well. I really value new pulls like that, you know. If you drink a regular Monster after drinking the no sugar, kind of tastes gross and is super vicious. I could see that. It's probably just a lot of what we're used to, right? I kind of felt that way about like fast food, where I would eat fast food every day and then sit down to like a home cooked meal, and I was like, this home cooked meal tastes like garbage, because I just want Taco Bell. You know, where then after you hit a certain point of like changing your tastes, and then you go back to looking at like a I don't know, so some of the fast food really doesn't look too appetizing when you're not used to eating it every day. And you go back and you're just like, why did I ever think that this was the greatest thing that ever existed? A lot of it's probably just what we're used to. Guy Gardner sending over another buck saying, wait. Wasn't it you who wanted community feedback on champions rankings just a few streams back? Yes. Yes. What are you saying about this, Guy Garner? Elaborate, please. And then we can chat more. You don't have to send over another super chat. Just pop a regular comment in. If I was the CEO, I would pour all talent into champ reworks and solo comp mode. Sometimes you have to stop paddling and have everyone bail water. Also, I'd bring back champ-specific crystals. I don't know what I would do if I was in charge, if I was running the show. I mean, I don't know if I would necessarily do that. Because other things do matter. Like there's a large group of players that are probably not going to care about the solo competitive mode. So, I don't know if I would necessarily go that route, but I would probably, if I was more in like one of like the leadership roles, I would have made the call to be like, hey, no, champ reworks. This is something this is almost as important as releasing brand new champions every month. It's like on that level. Monetarily, it'll never approach that level, right? A champion rework. So yeah, like you have to keep making new champs every month, even if players didn't want it. Like it's just something, you know, business-wise that they got to do. But of course, it's also good for the game. It's interesting for the game to see new champs get added. That would be devastating if they stopped doing that too, right? But just from the player side of things, it really does feel like champ reworks are almost on that same level, you know? So it's important having 2 months in a row where you get, you know, none. It just, oof. Imagine if that was champs altogether, where there were no champs at all. And then, okay, so here's the other thing. Like, again, it depends on what else is going on in game. This month, Sauron, extremely disappointing in my opinion. If Hercules was released this month and people couldn't stop talking about Hercules and all the crazy things that Hercules can do, it would be a little bit better at least, where like it's still exciting. There's still something that happened that was exciting. But Sauron was not exciting. Toad, I don't think Toad was necessarily a bad champion. He's got, I feel like he's fine, but he wasn't like super exciting either. He was just fine. Didn't hit that level of hype of someone like a Hercules. All right, hold on. Guy Garner, though. Let me see. All I'm saying is Overseer and Mangog are criminally underrated, and I demand justice for both. Okay. Okay, I got you. Oh, man. You know, Mangog, I might actually, I might bump him up on the list of champs that I am going to spend more time with here soon. I was kind of working my way backwards of, like, Craven, and then, I don't know who was next on the list, but, you know, kind of going by release. But I kind of do want to spend more time with Mangog. I did test the champ briefly. It's not like I haven't played him at all, but I feel like I may be better able to visualize the solo mode at this point. And that's probably why Mangog is worth, like, you know, looking at again. Anyway. So Sauron had great sustainability. I would love to pull him. Okay. Do you know what the best video editing app would be for MCOC streamers that use iPad and no computer? Abel, I don't. Sorry. I don't use an iPad. I'm sure there's some options out there, but I couldn't tell you what they are. What's up, Karate Mike? Saying no doubt on Overseer. I do know a lot of people that do like Overseer. I wasn't super stoked on him, but I also didn't play him for that long either. So, yeah, he's definitely worth taking a closer look at when I get an opportunity to. I haven't written him off completely. He's just not someone that super excites me. That's all. PG, are you going to do any new account series in the future? Absolutely, Joe. Yeah. I can't tell you exactly when, but yes, I will. How is Dragon Man Mystic? Shouldn't he be tech according to comics? I don't know. I don't know the comics too well. He is a robot, so he probably could have fallen in either category. But maybe someone in here could explain why he's a mystic boy. By the way, man, I'm really happy that Janik is in that position. I think that you know, that does help, and maybe I should have been maybe I should have emphasized that a bit more. Like, seeing this system without Janik on board versus seeing with Janik on board, it definitely does help things. Definitely does bring up confidence, but it's just, I mean, you know, if the confidence starts really low, even bringing it up doesn't necessarily raise it by that much. You know what I mean? 2 times 0 is still 0. like it's not that bad, but that kind of thing. If I was rating it out of like a 2 out of 10 this post, it only brings it up to like a 3. But Kabam tests their champions so they know when they're releasing a bonkers champion or when it's underwhelming. Sort of. Yeah. I don't know. Like, it might not be that easy. It's hard for me to wrap my head around it because I think the same way that you do, of like, well, if I test this champ, wouldn't I know if they're really good or not? But some champions, they're not that easy to test that well. Like, let's say Tigra, for example, right? Tigra is a champion that you have to spend a lot of time with to get really good at the champion. And she has like a potentially game-breaking ability. I don't think it is game-breaking, for the record. I'm just saying, like, you know, that type of champion, you probably have to spend quite a bit of time playing. And like, sure, you know, of course you play test the champs that you're working on, but like, how much time do you have to dedicate to like mastering the controls of this character? Versus like trying to fine-tune and just make sure that it feels good so that others can then master that character. But then there are other champions that it doesn't really feel like they have any different mechanics that necessarily need more time to learn versus the average champion, and then they're still underwhelming, and then it does feel like, well, how did this happen? How did we get to this point? What confuses me the most is Dragon Man is not immune to fire. How is a dragon not immune to fire? GTFO. I mean, he's not a real dragon, though. He's a robot. So, last I checked, robots could be damaged by fire. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there is something in the comics. Is there something about him in the comics that would lead him to be immune or resistant to fire or something like that? I also don't know if I necessarily buy that dragons would be immune to fire just because they breathe fire. That's like saying, you know, I'm immune to being punched in the face just because I could punch someone in the face. I don't know. Maybe that's not the best example to use, but I don't know. I have played other games where dragons were immune to fire, but I don't know if I ever really fully understood it. I feel like fire resistant because of like their scales or something. Could see that being a thing, maybe. The infinite corner power lock and steal thing a lot of us were doing with Magic a few years ago was, in my opinion, game breaking. I agree, Quick Shot. I agree. I don't think that was healthy for the game. Kabam is just a terribly run company from Netmarble on down. And this moronic testing idea is just the latest demonstration of that. Learn to get your poop together. We have a game that you can't dex or parry, and they're getting their panties in a bunch about rebalancing. One thing they were actually doing fairly well at. Yeah, kind of. BG, what are you talking about? I am totally immune to fire. Daenerys style. Is Daenerys... I mean, that's Game of Thrones, right? I didn't know that that was a thing. That character in Game of Thrones was immune to fire. I've never seen a single episode, but I just remember someone else had the name Daenerys. That would pop in here. Dragon. I don't know if that's the best thing to say, though. Don't put that to the test, please, whatever you do. I know that you wouldn't, but I'm just saying. BG, where did your knees go? I don't know. Original shattered them twice over. Do you think Sasquatch is a good champ? I just got my 5-star awaken. I do think Sasquatch is a good champion, yes. I don't think he's like super OP or something. And actually, okay, so Sasquatch is a good example of why I dislike some champs being as powerful as they are. Because I think Sasquatch gets completely overlooked by some of these other really OP champs. I think a lot of the Mystic champs get overlooked because Doom exists. And like, if you run Suicides, well, you know, maybe you don't use Doom as much. But I'll tell you, man, I don't really play a lot of Mystic champs other than Doom. And listen, I'm not calling for a nerf. I'm just saying I don't like what he's done to the game. I don't know if there's a way to solve it. We just kind of have to deal with it. But I wish Sasquatch was a more relevant character because he is good. New content needs to be on a strict 4-week schedule, and anytime there's a short side quest, they need to have additional content, either the story content or variants at minimum every 2 months. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, like I was saying before too, that's totally in line with what I was saying of like, you just have to like work with the other content going on in game. So like reworks, champions are content. You know? So that like if there was no crazy quest being released this month and then no reworks happening, that's strike 2 of like no content, you know? I don't know why I said strike 2 as if I was going to come up with a strike 3. But I really don't feel like continuing that analogy, so we're just going to leave it there. Careful. Careful, you don't want to strike out. I don't know. Anyway. Karate Mike, though, I agree, dude. Sassy over Doom. I love Sasquatch, man. I really like Sasquatch as a champ. Wait, there's Mystic champs outside of Doom, Claire, and Diablo? Yeah, dude, and that's the crazy thing, too, is like, in order to break through the Mystic class, they had to turn Diablo up to 11. They had to turn his regen up like crazy. And then, okay, so you do that, and you finally have another Mystic champion that breaks through to God status. But you know what that does? That just even further shuts out the rest of the Mystic class that much more. Because it's like, okay, well, there were situations that Doom couldn't handle. But now you just use Diablo for that. So, I do think balance is really important. Just like I said, just a timing issue. Just a timing issue. And I mean, how do you fix something that has already been existing like this for so long? If this was something that started from like the release of the game, okay, cool. But it's so hard to, it's just so hard to do right now. Part of it is not the current developer's fault. I do think it is on them to understand that you know, now is a bad time for something like this, but the current developers, they're not the ones that created some of these ridiculous champions that put the game that you know, kind of made them realize that they need a system like this. So it's just what happens when a game has been going on this long with as many people who have contributed their developments to it, and sometimes misfires and stuff like that. Things inevitably can spiral out of control, and kind of you know, bringing that back in control is it's not always possible, man. I don't know. King of Arenas, though, sending over Looney. King of Arenas, thank you, dude. Saying, check Twitter, please, BG. Sure. Let's see. Let me see. King of Arenas, here we go. Found you. Look at who I got. I hit 3 million hero rating. Hey, dude. Congrats on the 3 million hero rating. Who'd you get, though? Dude, Blade looks really good with the blue background. Dude, I'm just a fan of that blue background, man. Yeah, it's just so nice. It really pops. It's crazy, man. I loved the red background of the 5-star at first, but now I'm like, ew. The red background, the blue background's so much cooler. Oh, man. Either way, dude, congrats, though, man. Congrats on your 6-star Blade. Day 1. Congrats. Alright, Under Mothers. Handing over a book. As much as I hate Doom, I don't want them to nerf him at all. It will make my hate for him less valuable. That's true, dude. If they nerfed him, how would you hate him as much? It's true. BG, who's your favorite champ besides Doom? Oh, he's not my favorite. He's just one of my most played because he's that strong. My favorite's Man-Thing, though. What you're saying is the current developers can't make champs on the level as Broccoli, so now they need a whole balance system because he's gone. That's what you're saying? I don't know exactly what I'm saying. I don't think that's it, Frojo. But, I don't know, man. Just trying to think about things out loud, which it's a complicated issue. So I don't know if I necessarily have like a concrete thought that I'm trying to form around like OP champions being created in the past. All I'm saying is like it's one of the reasons why like I want to be critical of you know, current design choices. But at the same time, like, I understand that it's not necessarily always in like the current developers' choices, or you know, it's, I don't know, man. It's just complicated, is all I'm saying. But either way, just bad timing. Really what it comes back to for me. Okay. Guy Garner sending over another buck though, saying at Frojo last. Oh, that, I think that was the one I was just reading. Let me read it again too. Make sure I fully understood what Frojo was saying. So what you're saying is the current developers can't make champs on the level as Broccoli. So now that I mean, they could make champs on levels Broccoli. Broccoli, by the way, designed Mangog. He designed Ebony Maw, which some people think is a failure. I think Ebony Maw is sick, dude. I think Ebony Maw is super strong. It's just his purpose is not what other people want that champion's purpose to be. But, you know, he designed some champs that aren't necessarily like Doom status. He has designed like Doom and APOC and some other really OP champs, but like he also designed Mysterio, which I also don't consider to be a well-designed champion. I mean, at least offensively. Defensively, I think, you know, he's a solid defender. He's obviously annoyed more than one of us on defense. To put it very lightly. So Mysterio does serve a purpose defensively. But, not every one of Broccoli's champs were Doom status. Broccoli himself said that he wasn't really happy with... he said, like, Doom haunted him. Because he went too far with Doom. The person who created the champ... Just keep that in mind, guys. The person who created the champion... said things like Doom... The balance of Doom, you know, haunted him. So... I fully understand, like, that the point in the post where, like... You know, these devs... Of course they want to be able to, like, tweak the champions post-release. It's just hard to, with the type of game that MCOC is. With how much goes into each champ and obtaining them and ranking them up and stuff like that. It's hard to. I think some of Broccoli's champs were designed for a game mode we haven't even played yet, though. You think so? I don't know if that's the case. I mean, I don't know if that's the case. I mean, I guess we'll never really know. But I didn't really get that vibe. No, he went too far with Ebony Maw, but that's why they nerfed him to the ground before it was released. I can't remember what he said about Ebony Maw, but he definitely said that about Doom. I heard it more than trust me, I heard it more than once. Every time Doom was kind of brought up as like a comparison about, like, you know, other champs that Broccoli was working on, it was like, you know, a very similar response of, you know, that champ. The balance kind of haunted him. I remember Doom was initially considered disappointing when he was released. For a little bit. For a very short period of time. As was APOC and Corvus. Again, for both of those. A very short amount of time. So if the whole community is missing the boat, I understand how the devs could have a hard time. Yeah, I see your point, though. You're right, if players initially have that gut reaction to, like, meh. I don't know, like, alright, so someone like Doom, I don't know if it was really, like, if it was able to really see how powerful, like, the Doom cycle is, for example. And just being able to re-parry. I don't know if... It's something it's a skill that's been, you know, become more common for high-level players, but reparrying, it wasn't always a thing that people necessarily did as much. And man, if you just sit there and reparry with Doom, it's pretty safe to keep the Doom cycle going, and you just totally control the opponent. It doesn't matter what kind of power gain they have, and just his stats overall, like, man. What do you call someone who lets rewards expire? Lets rewards expire. I wouldn't call them anything. They're already dealing with enough mental stress and trauma, I'm sure. They got to be going through it if they're letting rewards just expire like that. You know? It's best just to talk to that person, maybe get them a little bit of help, you know what I mean? Corvus still is. He's way too specific. Without certain champs to fight on the path, he won't reach full damage output. I might have missed the first part of that. BG, if Kabam asked you to consult on a rebalancing project, would you? Potentially. Is Strife good for a 6.3/6.4? Potentially. Strife's a good champion. Yeah, Strife would be good for 6.3 and 6.4. Yes. Depends on the path. The Act 6 gets quite specific with the champs that are usable on each path. So, like most champs, you're not going to be able to use the champ for like every path unless you're talking about like Ghost. But yeah, Strife is good for that content, yes. Only knows that prevent his power manipulation can stop the Doom cycle. Kind of, yeah. Bam did say reparry was not in the game when it started. It was a side effect of an update 2 to 3 years ago. Dude, I thought reparries were a bug. It was something that I intentionally didn't use because I thought it was something they were going to fix, and I didn't want to be reliant on it. To me, it still feels like a bug, but it's just part of the game now. I think most of us developed trust issues after playing this game. Yeah. Almost seems like content creators can create a false negative around a champ, especially on those who follow YouTube videos as fact. Absolutely. No one should follow YouTube videos as fact. Brian, I have sent you a picture through the blue bird. Check it. Demiak, sure. Demiak, let's see. Pick one for me. Oh, dude. You got some Godzillas here, huh? Let's see. I'm kind of feeling Godzilla 2000. It feels like this movie probably has some really bad, CG in it. And I feel like that's got to be pretty entertaining. Sometimes I just love looking at stuff like that. I watched Highlander the other day. Only like the first 5 minutes of it. And I'd never seen that movie before. And it's pretty great. The first 5 minutes that I watched of it, at least. But it had like that certain vibe to it. It was like, okay, movies aren't supposed to look like this today. They don't look like this today. Let's just look on and kind of laugh, but also enjoy it at the same time. Enjoy it for what it is, you know? And that's what I was doing. I feel like Punisher, Iron Fist, and Unstoppable Colossus need buffed if they're special characters. I don't know. I mean, the stronger you make those ultra rare characters, the more it can feel like if you don't have one of those special characters, then you're left behind and without really a way of catching up, because it's not so easy to get those characters. So you got to be really careful with the balance of trophy style champs. Yeah, they did say it was a bug and they had to change a lot of things in the new version to keep it in the game. Great move by Kabam. For the repowers we're talking about here still. But dude, Mecha Godzilla for sure. None of those watch Shin Gojira. Don't think it actually has CG. Oh, really? I think it's all practical effects, like models and stuff. Okay. Well, whichever one has some bad CG. I mean, that's what I'd be watching. But I don't know. Whichever one's your favorite, Demioc. I've never seen a. I don't think I've ever seen any Godzilla movies. I might have caught like a few minutes on like TV in passing or something like that. Like I could visualize Godzilla, right? So I had to have seen at least some image, but I don't think I've ever watched a movie. Bam Mike said it is a bug. Also said repower is here to stay after March update. March of what year? It feels like repowers have been a thing for a long time now. Guy Garner sent over 10 saying, BG, I like our arguments. I do too, man. I really do. That's why I worry sometimes that they're taken in like a negative way, which is why I gotta hit you guys with like the disclaimers every once in a while of, you know, it's a good thing. It's a healthy thing to discuss this stuff. I think it's fun. I think whether intentional or not, probably not intentional. I think it's really good that this game does lead to these conversations. Believe it or not, I would say this conversation is also like, you know, content in MCOC. Because if the game wasn't worth talking about, then it would be less interesting, right? So it might not have been something created intentionally the same way like a Champion's created or a Quest is created intentionally, but having these conversations, it's fun, man. Because there is a lot of nuance to it. It's not something that's so cut and dry of like good, bad. I don't know. I like it. I always try to do my best to like stay respectful to the devs, which is what I was trying to get at before of just saying like, listen, I get it. It's not easy. And some of the OP champs that they're dealing with, that they're creating systems like this for, it wasn't necessarily someone who's even still theirs doing. But we still have to talk about what's going on. Still important to remain critical of what is happening in the contest. Anyway, dude, Guy Garner, thank you very much for the 10, man. And all the other super chats too. BG, I'm gonna go to sleep now. It's almost 12, yet I wake up and you're still here. Wait, what? Wake up and you're still here. I'm not gonna be here that much longer myself. This is not one of those marathon 24-hour streams. Devon sent over 2 saying yearly crystal cleanup where? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know when I'm gonna do it. Might still be a little while on that. I don't know. I have a lot of crystals, I can tell you that much. The crystal cleanup will be massive. But is MCOC dying? No, I wouldn't say it's dying. I wouldn't go that far. But there are a lot of people that the charm, the charm of MCOC starts to fade. You know, and it can come back. And I think I'm still pretty pumped about the solo competitive mode. If I thought the game was dead, if I thought MCOC was like on its last leg or something like that, I wouldn't be here. I still think that the solo competitive mode is really gonna reignite the spark for a lot of people, and I hope it does. I could be wrong, of course, but I think even for the people that aren't going to play the mode, or maybe not take it too seriously, I just feel like it's going to be really entertaining, man. So even if you're in even if you're into like other modes, right? You could still enjoy just like the fact that that mode exists while you wait for like a different mode to be worked on that that you do enjoy. So yeah, I wouldn't say dying, but I mean, people do come and go all the time, and say this is a time where maybe a few more people are going than coming. There's always been more powerful champions. Some players get it easy, and sometimes you got to struggle to come up. I don't think having a not certain champion keeps players from beating content. I agree. It doesn't keep you from beating content to not have any of these champs. Content, as you know, content is technically becoming easier and easier as the days go on. That doesn't mean it's not a challenge still. Like, still plenty of challenge in the game. It's just more and more options are being created. More and more rank up resources are becoming available. You could totally play this game and have a great time without caring about any of the stuff that that we're discussing tonight. But the stuff still does matter to a lot of us. BG, I twittered you a picture. Philip, I'm serious. What kind of picture we got here? What is this? Billy Ray Cyrus plus the Overseer. Oh man, excuse me. Equals Achy Breaky Hulk. Where's Maximus? For some reason, I feel like Maximus would appreciate that. But I do not. Take a lap. Boo. Boo. Terrible. I got lucky and grabbed Weapon X from gifting. He's now 5/5 awakened. Only member of my alliance to have Weapon X. Nice, dude. That's cool. How many collector crystals do you have hoarded up, Magoo? Hunter. Couldn't tell you. Not a lot of MCOC YouTubers left. I think there's a lot of YouTubers left for MCOC. I think it's just they might not have as many, you know, like subscribers or something like that, but everybody starts from somewhere. There's still a bunch of people making content. Might just have to do a little search and find someone else that you enjoy if one of your other favorite creators has stepped away. You look tired, get some rest. I am a bit tired, but I think I'll be alright. Guy Garner 705 saying, personally, I can't wait for solo comp mode. I would love to put my rank ups against other players and show off my skill. Talk more about the mode. I don't know if there's much more I can say, Guy Garner. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm really looking forward to it, but I don't know if there's much more to say. I'm just waiting for the day that Kabam... Like, this would have been an amazing day for Kabam to announce just a little bit more info about the solo competitive mode. Just something more for players to chew on, to look forward to. You know? And then, like I said, push this back just a little bit. You know? It's just, sometimes it's the ordering, the timing of it all that really matters. But I'm pumped for it, man. I am pumped for it. Enzo, hey, what's up, buddy? Saying, good morning, BG. Do you think that a game like this could be heavily community-driven with input, votes, committees, etc.? Or is that not realistic in the industry? Good question. Really good question. Really interesting question, Enzo. As always, dude, you always have the best questions. So, here's what I would say. Players don't always know what's best. Myself included, right? I'm not trying to say like, oh, I know everything. It's just it's the other players that don't know. No, even myself. I don't always know what's best for the game either. As a matter of fact, most of the time I probably don't, because I have an incomplete picture of the game. I think the developers have an incomplete picture too, to be fair, but you know, they do have more information than we have. Maybe if they opened up some of that information, it would help. And by information, I just mean like data, player data. So like, you know, win-loss records of champions and things like I don't know. See, then again though, if they share all that data with us, that kind of crosses over into the territory that I was saying might not be good, where like it's fun as players to figure these things out. And if Kabam shares that data with us, is that sharing too much? Does it then create a system of like, we're not really playing the game, we are making the game rather than playing it? I don't know, man. It's interesting. Like, it could be really fun to be on that side, but then also it could also give someone in the community too much power, right? Because as much as I hate the word influencer, you know, it's a word for a reason, right? It's a title for a reason, where some, you know, players, depending on, you know, YouTube channels and things like that, they could have maybe too much of an influence on how people vote about certain aspects of the game. I think it might be a bit like, let's see, what's a good example? Let's say you want to build a house. Who do you trust to build the house? The family that's going to live in it, or the carpenter that, you know, or architect, or whatever the right job title is for, like, that actually designs the house? I don't know if I'd really trust the family to be like, yeah, this is. I mean, I think it's a mixture of both, right? I think you can have like the family saying, okay, we want this style of room. How could you know, how can the professional add that style of a room to a house, but still leave it up to the professional? You know, it might seem like the game devs don't know what they're doing, and sometimes I would argue maybe they don't. But when you talk to them at like Comic-Con and stuff like that, it is a pretty big difference of like getting to hear their perspectives on things versus sometimes what comes across on like a forum post or something like that. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that would work out, Enzo, but it is an interesting kind of thought experiment. Could probably spend like an entire 2 hours talking just about that, but for the sake of everyone else in here, I'm gonna move on without really having a clear-cut answer. Hellboy sent a buck saying, BG, name a cooler special than Mangogs. I'm assuming you're talking about Mangog's special 2, because his special 1 is kind of... But a cooler special... Well, I'm playing with Storm Pyramid X. I wouldn't say she's cooler, but she does have a pretty cool one. Who's got really, really cool specials? Whoa, game froze. That was kind of cool, actually. How it froze on the special. Who does have really cool specials, man? I mean, I could think of a dozen champs that have cool specials, but like cooler than Mangogs, I'm saying. This is pretty cool. Purgatory? I like Purgatory's special 1. I'm not really such a fan of her special 2. The engineer designs the house. The contractor, plumber, electrician, and roofer build the house. Okay. Is it not architect then? Or is an architect just a subset of an engineer or something like that? APOC specials are awesome. I do like APOC specials. CGR special too. CGR does have a sweet specials. I do like his special too. Yeah. Jubilee. You know, we don't see enough of Jubilee, Dragon. Dragon, do you think Jubilee should get a how do you feel about Jubilee's balance? Do you feel like she deserves a bit of a tune-up? Or do you feel like she's in a good spot? I don't play, like, I've only briefly played the champion. Kind of curious how you feel about good old Jubes. APOC drop kicks you in the face. Dude, you know what special I always thought was really cool? It's a special 3. I'm trying to keep this to special 2, special 1 and special 2, because there's a lot of cool special 3s, but Colossus's special 3, I always thought was like so simple and so effective and so cool, where like you just try to punch this dude and he's just like, and then just, dude, clobbers your ass. I always thought it was so cool. All right, anyway, John Schlamp sending over a loony Hellboy. I couldn't really come up with with any better than Bad Guys, dude. This is cool. But anyway, John, thank you for the loony saying. B. Emmers. Is that supposed to be me? I'm in Act 5.3.4, waiting for energy in my push for Cav on the alt. How's it hanging, John? That's awesome, man. Making your way through. Hell yeah. 5.3, dude. That's such a slog, and you're almost done with it. Feels good to be on the home stretch, I'm sure, right? But yeah, man. Doing good tonight. It's some deep discussions about balance and stuff like that, which hard to put into words, but other than that, doing good. Thank you for the buck, dude. Guy Garner sending over another buck as well, saying, I think they are following your advice and won't release solo comp until the engine is fixed. I don't want to blame you, but I mean, maybe that's what's going on. Which, if that's the case, like, I mean, good. But still, it'd be cool to hear more info. I don't think they necessarily have to. Well, is it good to release info without releasing the mode? Maybe it is better to wait on releasing the info until it's closer to the releasing of the mode. Kind of keeps that hype going. Again, timing, man. It's not always easy to get the timing right. Anyway, Ian Pinch send over a buck as well. Ian, your message is retracted. Your previous message is just, sup, BG. What's up, dude? But if you had a different message, let me know. Because, yeah, other one's retracted. But, dude, thank you very much for the buck. Appreciate it. New idea, bring back bases? Veer, please. We don't need the spam, dude. Don't spam. Well, Brian, I'm going to go watch Godzilla. I love you, bald god. All right, Demiok, enjoy your Godzilla. BG, which is the better crystal for someone who is specifically looking for Kitty Pride, the basic or the featured? I mean, if you only care about Kitty Pride, the featured is a much higher chance at getting the champion. Is she even in the basic yet? She is, I guess, right? I know they said with the start of with Kitty Pride, but I didn't think that meant that she was out already. Okay, yeah, so she's in the basic. Okay, okay. Nimrod will be there next. Okay. I didn't realize that she was in there already. Wow. I saw the announcement. I just didn't put two and two together that, like, yeah, that happened already. Okay. But yeah, there's a lot of champs in the basic. I do like going for basic crystals because, well, this game does not depend on just one champion. You need to build an entire roster of champs, but if you just want Kitty, it's the featured. I've had streaks of great luck, and I've had streaks of horrible luck. The game is not always going to be kind for everyone, not just free to play. Correct. That is correct. Alright, Brian, have a good night, buddy. I'm out. Alright, Original, dude, thank you very much once again, man. Thank you, dude. I'm sure you are going to be tonight's biggest D. Thank you very much. Or headquarters, whatever the game mode is going to be called. No, I mean, it was bases, not headquarters. That's funny, though. Dragon, Sand and Overbuck. Oh, Dragon, I asked you a question, and I didn't look for your response. So sorry. Okay, let's see. Jubilee deserves, this is a two-parter. Jubilee deserves a bit of a tune-up. I think her damage, Orange Firework, is in a good spot. Her Sig ability is good, but right now her Pink Firework has no use in Act 6 and beyond content, which a huge part of her kit that has no use. Her rotation also needs some adjustment. She has some really fantastic abilities, but no one knows how to use them. She has a harder rotation than Doom. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Good insights. Good insights. I'll probably wait for some sort of tune-up if they do decide to go through with some sort of tune-up before messing with Jubilee again. I did play her, but it was only very briefly. Need more time. Usually my mom has called me, but I'm a big fan. Best MCC player by BG by. All right, Lakshan, have a good one. Hopefully I didn't mess up your name. Sorry if I did. ABG, is Omega Red a good champ from my first 6-star, even though I don't have the Suicide Masteries? Yes, that is a good champion, Joe. You're not going to rank the champion up, but you can still make use of him in some situations. For example, against like a Thorns style fight, you can use him. You can use him against like an Electro. His tentacle hits don't reflect any sort of damage back to you. Still useful. And even without running suicides, there's bleed nodes like Biohazard or Caltrops. It would help a lot to have him awakened, which you're not going to be able to do, but still, great champ to have in your roster. The game ain't easy for everyone, especially free to play. If it was easy, I really wouldn't want to play the game, to be honest. I like that it's not easy. But I agree, it's not easy. That's why it's part of the reason why this game is good. You just got a 5-star Nexus, and the choices were Doom, Iron Man Infinity, and Rocket, so I chose Doom. Omar, good choice. Very good choice. I mean, I already have her as a max sig 205-star, but I have a mutant 6-star Awakening Gem, mutant tier 5 class Catalyst, and very few good mutant 6-stars. Emma, Bolt Cyclops Beast. There's a lot of other good mutants, though, in the basic, so I'd recommend going basic, personally. The positive thing I can pull from this recent Kabam news is that they said Expo Dead Force will be buffed in the next few months. That's great. Did they say next few months? I know they had them on the list, but I didn't remember seeing a timeline. But maybe I just missed it. Kind of curious now. Hold on. I'm going to pull it up real quick. Luckily, it's an easy post to find. Let's see. Oh, good old Deadpool. Okay, let's see. In April, we're moving back to our 2 updates per month, but will not guarantee what kind of updates they will be. Overhaul, moderate, or value only. We're also spending some time to give some more love to champion animation updates. So look forward to animation and ability updates coming for Gamora, Storm, and Expo Dead Force. Yeah, they don't give a timeline on this, man. So... I mean, if they're announcing these characters, I'm assuming it's not going to be that far in the distant future. But you never know. Just wouldn't get hopes too high up. John Schlamp sending over Looney saying, I made it through a Venom fight that took 3 minutes on 1 health. Dang, dude. Very proud of myself. Dude, I'm proud of you too, man. 3 minutes on 1 health? That's insane. April Goober? No. Not April Goober. They didn't say that, like, that champion is getting updated in April. They're saying they're going back to... Hold on, let me pull it open again. In April, we're moving back to our 2 updates per month, but will not guarantee what kind of updates they will be. We're also... They say also, meaning this is not just talking about April anymore. They're just talking about the future. We're also going to give some time... Or give some more love. Or spending some time to give some more love to champions. So yeah, man, I wouldn't say that's happening in April. Could you have a question? Will they be also balancing old champs, buffs, or nerfs? I don't know. I mean, buffs are always on the table for old champs. I don't know if there's any sort of nerfs happening for old champs. I'm not sure. This new system, it seems like it's going to be for new champions. They did there was like one point at the top of the post here. Okay, we're creating a new rebalancing process for that will new balancing process that will apply to all new champions coming to the contest. So this part implies that it's just for new champions, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if there was any sort of updates in other posts here. You can maybe click through here a little bit. Oh, here we go. This does not affect older champions, but those coming starting in March. There you go. There's your answer. What other kind of posts do we have here? This is not a ranking system. It will not be saying one champ is better than another, but a summary of abilities that will help you compare champions based on individual factors such as damage survivability. Many champions can occupy the same rating. For example, both Hercules and Corvus Clay will probably score 5 and 5 in damage output. Okay. What happens when other champs come out that are higher in damage than those? Do they keep their rating or do they eventually go down in rating? It's kind of what I'm curious about. Because you kind of do have to compare it to the... It's relative, right? Numbers are all relative to the other numbers. Alright, let's see here, though. I have to disagree. Balancing is necessary in all games like this, and we have lagged behind because we haven't had the ability to really communicate where a champion should be before they're out in the wild, and this helps with that. Won't be perfect, which is also why we're integrating players into the change process as well. No such thing as an ideal rating. Every champion will have different ratings depending on where we expect them to land with the abilities, etc. Be free to decide whether you want to chase a champion or not based on these ratings, knowing that there will be a chance that they are going to change if they don't feel like they're hitting their mark. Keep in mind, that when we did this in the past, a majority of those updates were buffs with only 2 nerfs. I mean, there have been more than 2 nerfs in the past. And I'm not talking about 12.0. So I don't know if I mean, this is just not true. But maybe they're just referencing that update with Namor and Cole, and just saying of those bunch, only 2 were nerfs. But alright, the ratings are what is intended for these champions, and if we find that they are not correct, we'll be tweaking the champions to match them. Okay. Alright, you know what? This is getting on to be a lot to read. I'll read this one. Let's see. Maybe not this exact implementation. I think a lot of people have wanted to make sure that new champions they've been looking forward to have been better than what they got. True. I'm sure that many would have loved for something like this to be in place for somebody like Super Skrull when he was released. Yes. The bones are there, but his numbers need some juicing. Now I disagree. I don't know if the bones are there. But, yeah, he does need some love, that's for sure. All right, the numbers are not assessments. They're visual interpretations of data that show how champions stack up in different aspects. It's not a tier list, but a summary of their abilities to do damage, sustainability in a fight, and more. We're not asking for anybody to be doing any testing. Players will continue to play as they always have, and we'll collect data exactly as we always have, but we'll now be actioning on that data instead of just looking at it. Okay. Maybe I will click through another one. Oh, that's it, I guess. Okay. That was the last post. Alright. You're 610 said and over 2 saying, should I continue with 6.1.1 or do variants? I usually recommend getting Cavalier first. And then starting the variants. They're both pretty similar in terms of difficulty. It's just Cavalier has like a... well, first off, fewer restrictions on champions that you can bring. Sort of. I guess technically variants you could bring 4 stars, but... Anyway, no like tag restrictions. And then also there's just like residual rewards from achieving a new story progression title with Cav before you exit Act 6 and move on to the variants. Good luck, dude. Good luck on your journey to Cav. Hope you rock it. Oh, Mike blatantly lying about something weird. I mean, I don't know if he was blatantly lying. I think it was just a misinterpretation. That's all. I mean, I know Kabam Mike doesn't always have the the respect of the community at times. But I like Kabam Mike, actually. I think he does a good job. I think it's a hard job, is what it comes down to. I'm not saying he's perfect. No one is. There's definitely things I could look at and say, oh man, yeah, I disagree with this. I mean, we just saw a post where I said I disagreed with it, right? But, I don't know. I've never felt the need to make it like personal or something like that. I feel like he does a good job overall. Should I use 5-star Mutant Awakening Gem on APOC or Sunspot? I would probably save it, Mo. I don't think either of those champs needs to be awakened, really. I think Kabam Mike makes his hard job a lot harder than it needs to be. Sometimes. I would maybe agree with that. But I don't know. Hard to say. It's a little bit hard to imagine being in his position. I can sort of imagine it because, you know, I deal with a lot of bad comments and stuff like that too, so I can sometimes understand. But even still, I love Super Skrull and the Fantastic Four. Malice arc when Sue Storm went dark side mode. and was mind controlled, and he definitely needs some love in MCOC. I don't know what that is, but that sounds pretty cool. Should look up Malice, BG. You would like that character? I feel like we have looked up Malice in the past. Hold on. Let me refresh my memory. Malice Marvel. Maybe we haven't looked up Malice. I don't know if this character looks familiar. She's got a lot of different looks, I'm noticing. Some of them a little provocative, perhaps. Let's see here. Pulling up a few. Oh my god, dude. There's one here. I'm gonna save the best for last, okay? Alright, here we go. Alright, so this is Malice. She also looks like this, apparently. Well, I guess this is kind of similar. But then we have... Oh, this image didn't pull up. Son of a... Well, anyway, this is the best one. This is the one I said I was saving for last. Oh my god, dude. What is this? What? Hello, Halloween costume. I know what I'm dressing up like for this year. The difference is you face harsh comments and he does the harsh comments, BG. I don't know if there's such a difference, man. I mean, occasionally I can lose my cool too. It doesn't happen too often. But occasionally I say things that I regret saying. And if you look at other YouTubers, I'd say they do that on a much more regular basis. And to some extent, like, you know, it's not really something you even, like, apologize for or anything. It's like most people would agree that some people deserve to be ripped into at times. You know what I mean? I don't know if I necessarily agree, but, like, some people find that stuff to be funny and entertaining, and I don't know. The thing is, man, I don't really need to be coddled, and I feel like sometimes that's what people expect. People expect, like, the customer service vibe where, like, you walk into a retail store and you're supposed to be treated like a god because you bought a lamp for $4.99 and you know, maybe it was an unsatisfactory lamp because, of course, it was only $5. What do you expect? But you're supposed to be treated like a god because the customer is always right and all this stuff. I don't know, man. I'd much rather just have someone just give it to me straight. Like, what are you guys thinking right now? I don't want to be treated like a customer necessarily. What are you guys thinking? Tell me straight up. How do you guys feel about this? And yeah, I'm gonna respond and say, like, okay, well, if this was your goal, you failed or something like that. Potentially, right? But that's the kind of dialogue I'd rather have, to be honest. Guy Garner's, and no bucks saying, BG, the short and skinny of it is try more champs. Maybe. I mean, definitely. I'm going to be trying more champs, but I don't know. Listen, that doesn't mean I'm going to like the more champs. I can tell, for the most part, when looking at abilities, if I'm going to like the champion or not. I've been playing this game long enough to know. Not always. Okay? Some champs surprise me, for sure. But other champs, I could just tell reading their abilities, like, where can I use these abilities? These abilities don't make sense in like the order that they're put in and stuff. But in order to gain more experience, yes, I will be. BG, your big D is not showing. Oh my god, dude! Thank you for letting me know. I had it turned off for a second there. Let me whip my big D out. There we go. But all right, yeah. On that note, it's gonna be pretty late here, so. shout out to Original for being tonight's biggest D, and what a big D that is, man. Original. I know you went to bed already, but telepathically, wah, wah, wah. I'm wishing you good dreams right now. Wah, wah, wah. Thank you, dude. Night, Hollywood. Good night, Dragon Dagger. The other solution is don't read the forums. I don't get pissed off because I don't read. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, you can kind of say that, but at the same time, the forums is supposed to be part of the experience. I don't read the forums for the other reasons, because I don't want to read some of the other comments. You just get super negative there. But anyway, I'm gonna head on out. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one, everyone. All right, night, everyone.